Well, here we are on the 30th day of the 5th month on the celestial clock and calendar of YaHUaH. And it is the pagan day, Monday, September 20th. So here we are going into the first watch of the evening out of 4 night watches to study the Word. And tomorrow morning at the dawn will commence the first day of the 6th month. Yes, on the pagan day of Tuesday, September 21st. So we're going to try to come back out here this evening around the 2nd and 3rd watch, around the midnight time period. And I will give more information on the whole 9 yards of the sun, moon, and stars and their positions at sunset, all the way to the dawn and all the way to the sunrise. A really great moonrise here tonight. As you can see, it's orange. There's some cloud cover way back here. I'm looking towards the east. And as you can see, the moon here right now is 100% illuminated. Hallelujah. So this study today will be focusing on the Prophet Haggai and his strength to rebuild the old places. Yes, those old ancient paths that were broken by man, who take away what is good. So again, stay tuned, enjoy this scriptural study video, and we'll come back at you here hopefully around the 2nd to 3rd watch, around the midnight time period. But hallelujah, tomorrow it will be the first day of the 6th month on the celestial clock and calendar of YaHUaH. Well, hello again. Here we are going into the 2nd watch. It's a little after 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the pagan day of Monday, September 20th. And here we are the night before New Moon Day, which will commence at the dawn into the sunrise for the first day of the 6th month, which will be on the pagan day of Tuesday, September 21. I will include the details of the moon, as everyone likes me to, as it relates to our ongoing scriptural study videos, testing and proving what the sun, moon, and stars actually do on any given new moon day, let alone every day within a monthly cycle. Again, we're going to test and prove what the stars do, and as you see here on the actual video, once again, in 2021, it's the same scriptural stars with the Bear, Ursa Major, Pleiades, Orion, and Hamal. Everyone will see the stars of Hamal, Pleiades, and Orion. In some parts of the world, only portions of Ursa Major will be seen. But again, the scriptural sign for the first day of the 6th month was the same as we seen last year in the pagan year 2020. And of course, the same thing we seen in the pagan year of 2019. You can forecast this in advance and see the same scriptural sign, or you can go backwards with Stellarium and test and prove that as well. But more importantly, get outside and test and prove that forecast like we're doing right now. Anyone can do it. And as you can see, we are doing it from our home here on the upstairs balcony. It's a little bit misty out tonight, so it will be a little more difficult for the stars, but I could travel a little bit north and see a much more clearer sky. So again, there are tools for that we have shared in past videos that help you do that. So I'm going to attempt to get up before the dawn to see the moon greeting the sun at the dawn. And again, all the scriptural stars can be seen at that moment. If you wait just to sunrise, you may miss some of those excellent scriptural witnesses of light that YaHUaH provides to number our days. So, thank you very much, as always, for the feedback and the constant support in regards to others doing this very same thing, testing and proving outside in creation. Well, here we are, just before the dawn, and it is now the pagan day of Tuesday, September 21. And you can only faintly see the moon. Inclement weather has set in my location, But again, you can see the moon behind the clouds, and it's shining brightly. So to make a long story short, I'm at the waterfront in this fourth watch and final watch of a scriptural evening. So again, here we are at the dawn, and the moon is peeking out, even though there is inclement weather. Again, the light shines through the darkness. Hallelujah. So I'm looking in the western area or location, and as you can see, the moon's just disappearing behind those clouds right now. So I'm going to pan over to the bay, and as you can see, dawn is just on its way. But again, it rained last night after I went to bed, and the inclement weather has set in. But we will get many pictures and photographs and film footage of many others filming this wonderful new moon day of the 6th month. Hallelujah. And finally, here we are just before sunrise, and hallelujah for these wonderful gifts of light. Yes, those perfect gifts of light from our Father of Lights to tell time, more specifically, the appointed times of YaHUaH. So, let's get on with the scriptural study video. Yes, welcome to another scriptural calendar study. And hallelujah that it's New Moon Day, the first day of the 6th month. As always, please feel free to stop this video at any time to further focus on the scriptural and astronomical information being shared. And yes, on full view, yes, full screen for your iPad, mobile phone, or computer screen itself. In this scriptural study, we will also be reviewing and exploring the Prophet Haggai and his contribution to the first day, 6th month, new full moon. Hallelujah that the Prophet Haggai had the strength to build. As we can read in the book of Haggai, chapter 1, verses 1 through 7, we find out that something very special happened on the first day of the 6th month. Yes, New Moon Day, the full New Moon Day, where the word of YaHUaH came by Haggai, the prophet, to Zerubbabel, son of the Shealtiel, governor of Yehuda, and to Yahushua, son of Jehozadak, the high priest, saying, Thus spoke YaHUaH of hosts, saying, This people have said, The time has not come, the time the house of YaHUaH is to be built. Then the word of YaHUaH came by Haggai, the prophet, saying, Is it time for you yourselves to dwell in your paneled houses? And this house, the house of YaHUaH, be in ruins? Question mark. And now, thus said YaHUaH of hosts, consider your ways. How many scriptural passages have we read where something extremely special happens on New Moon Days, where we must consider our ways? It continues to read, You have sown much, but brought in little. Eat, but do not have enough. Drink, but you are not filled with drink. Clothe yourselves, but no one is warm. And he who earns wages to put it into a bag with holes. Sound familiar? Are we not living in an age of decadence where money is being printed out of thin air and being placed and put into a bag with holes? Should we not consider our ways even in this day and age? Is the house of YaHUaH still in ruins? Do we need more folks to have the strength to build? Because if you look at these scriptural verses and others we've covered on the specialness of the appointed time of a new moon day, please, if interested, take the time to view this scriptural study video entitled The Consecration of Aaron and its day count, and what happened then in regards to people having to, let's say, reconsider their ways, just like we have to today. And if that interests you, you may also be interested in another scriptural study video entitled The Battle of Jericho Count. Yes, the new full moon day during the first week of the second month. If we do a scriptural etymological word search, further things will be revealed. And over and above a word study, how about a name study on the Prophet Haggai? What value could we get out of that? So looking at Bible Hub, we see the Strong's entry H2282 Chag, which is very, very interesting. It's a festival gathering, a feast, a pilgrim feast. Yes, all new moon days are feasts. They're appointed times. They're a festival of gathering. We can see this in the NAS Exhaustive Concordance from the word origin Chikag, or as some people, Kakag. I may not be pronouncing it wrong. I am still learning as each day goes by. But the definition is intact. A festival gathering, a feast, a pilgrim feast. The NASB translation states feast 52 times, feast 5 times, festival once, festival offering once, and festivals 3 times. Looking into this further, we get the root word, or Strong's H2287 entry, to make a pilgrimage. Keep a pilgrim feast. If we go further into the NAS Exhaustive Concordance, same thing. To celebrate a feast, dancing, keeping festival, to observe. What is New Moon Day all about? Yes, looking at all 3 witnesses of light, with the sun, moon, and stars, and the witnesses that each provides to discern properly when New Moon Day is. This is such a beautiful time of discernment, which hones in our skills at utilizing 2 to 3 witnesses to establish a matter. Looking at this further on understudylight.org, we get this definition from the Brown Driver Briggs Hebrew and English lexicon. Haggai equals festive. 10th in order of the minor prophets. First prophet to prophesy after the captivity. So extremely interesting. If you take it a step further into the Paleo-Hebrew, and you look at that evolution of the language from the pictographic into the Paleo-Hebrew before 585 BCE, before the Common Era, we start to see some other things. The first letter being the tent wall, standing for the H today. Now, let's get outside. And what? Let's gather on New Moon Day. The second letter with the foot. And the third letter being why? Why do we gather outside? Well, because we're going to worship. It's New Moon Day. We can verify that up under the Shemaim with the sun, moon, and stars. So the name etymological search provides further value as well. And it's all about rebuilding. And if we get into the prophets, what were they rebuilding? Yes, they were repairing the breach that all flesh shall come to worship on New Moon Day. Even the Ernest Klein Comprehensive Etymological Dictionary of the Hebrew language for readers of English provides further definitions that are equal in this limelight, so to speak. Pardon the pun. So, again, YaHUaH, known as a major prophet, in chapter 66, verse 23 stated, "And it shall be that from new moon to new moon, and from Sabbath to Sabbath, all flesh shall come to worship before me, declares YaHUaH." These prophets, the minor and major prophets, were rebuilders, repairers of the breach, so to speak. And they helped us with their writings from the inspiration of YaHUaH and the Ruach HaKodesh to talk about having the strength to build, to repair, and what we can do here today. And we can gather together as one under the lights and the witnesses of the lights to have that strength to rebuild these paths that have been broken down. So again, there are lots of information. It's just there for the taking if you're interested in doing full and complete scriptural studies. Enjoy YaHUaH chapter 66, verse 23. It's rich in scriptural value like the other prophets, like Haggai, as we are here in the first day of the 6th month, let alone what happened during new moon days in these scriptural events. Again, please feel free to view these scriptural study videos as well. Also, if you haven't seen this scriptural study video, there are tons of information on what we call the mechanics of the moon at dawn. And as you all know, we do the same videos at sunset, midnight, it's around the 2nd and 3rd watch, all the way up to the dawn, the 4th watch, all the way up to sunrise. Yes, the mechanics of the moon in association, in working in perfect harmony with the sun and the stars, is a wonderful thing to observe, let alone track in advance and get outside, because forecasts allow you to calculate the future. That's what that word means as an intransitive verb. So again, on the video that you just seen, we went out last night at sunset, and at sunset the moon was -4 degrees below the horizon, 94 degrees to true north, very close to the eastern mark, as you've seen in the video. And moonrise was at 1939 or 7:39. And again, this data is for my area. Everyone has to do their own forecast, if interested. And at moonrise, the moon was still -0.2 degrees below the horizon and was 97 degrees to true north. But its illumination was 100% illuminated. So through midnight, as you've seen in the videos and everything else, the moon was ruling with its set specific stars for a 6-month event. And by the 4th watch, yes, the dawn, the moon was 20 degrees above the horizon, 99.8% illuminated. And by sunrise, it was 7:05 in my area, the moon was still above the horizon greeting the sun. Again, great witness, but 2 to 3 times a year, this particular witness does not happen for everyone on earth, as we've covered in so many videos. But again, by sunrise, it was 262 degrees to true north, and by 7:30 at moonset, it was -2.2 degrees below the horizon, or 267 degrees to true north, and 99.8% illuminated. Welcome to New Moon Day for the 6th month. So we went from the 5th month to the 6th month here, and last night was still the 30th day of the 5th month. And as you've seen in the other videos, this view is from the dawn time period. This view is a sample of 37 days, just for the dawn, and 3 days before the first day of the 5th month, which occurred on the pagan day of Sunday, August 22nd. You notice with this view, if you're looking just at the dawn, that the moon pops its head up above the horizon the day before New Moon Day for this view. And again, we do sunset, midnight, which is approximately the 2nd and 3rd watch, depending on the time of year you're in. And we do the dawn, as you see here, and the sunrise view. But on this view, as requested, this witness is a really cool witness. Something that most people ignore, regrettably, but they have a right. At the end of the day, we're not telling anybody to do anything. If you do not want to learn the mechanics of the sun, moon, and stars, you have the right not to. A bunch of Bereans do. And we track everything in advance, and then we go outside and test and prove it. And we believe this is why another witness, there's more than one, that Daud, before he was king, said to Yehukanan or Jonathan, "See, tomorrow is New Moon Day." He had a ton of witnesses to do that. And the dawn witness, here as you can see, before the first day of the 6th month, so on the September 20th, the moon at dawn peeked its head above the horizon, Another witness letting you that the following day, and look at this, the moon's 99.8, the month before was 100. It's still at its highest percent illumination. Another witness over and above the moon peeking its head up the day before for the dawn view. There are other witnesses in the sunset view that are valuable. There are other witnesses towards the midnight view that are extremely valuable. And as you can see, this one's valuable. And finally, the sunset view in the same manner provides other witnesses. Why not use them all? Why just settle on one? YaHUaH is giving you these perfect gifts that you can actually number your days with. Why not do it? So if you're going to use one, go ahead. We're not going to stop you, obviously. And you're going to find yourself in debates with other people. If you use all the witnesses, the new moon day, and thus obviously all Sabbaths are on the same day everywhere on earth. It's the sun, moon, and stars that will unify us. All of those witnesses have that capability. Regrettably, human beings who they are like to simplify things in their own minds, but at the end of the day, these witnesses state otherwise. YaHUaH brings us together with his perfect witnesses from above, doesn't he? So, also, this year, thank you to all of those Bereans all over Earth in these locations that provide their forecast to us, because they've also confirmed that the first day of the 6th month everywhere did occur on the pagan day of Tuesday, September 21st, 2021, and that the moon everywhere provided 10 hours and 22 minutes of full moon illumination. HalaluYAH, that the moon is established forever, and that this witness in the heaven is indeed steadfast, and that we can empirically and absolutely prove that mathematically. Thank you to the lights. Yes, all three witnesses of light to tell time, because they provide signs for these specific appointed times, which New Moon Day is just one of those wonderful witnesses that are fully aligned with the scriptural stars that anybody can go outside in creation under the Shamayim, film, and photograph. So, again, to discern anything, to establish any matter, you need 2 or 3 witnesses, not just a one-witness approach. The etymology proves that. Both the Old Covenant and the Renewed Covenant scriptural witnesses prove that. So we're going to do that in all 4 night watches, starting from sunset, all the way into the 2nd watch, 3rd watch, towards the midnight time period, all the way towards the dawn of the 4th watch, all the way to sunrise. We use all 4 night watches to ensure that our eyes go before the night watches to study YaHUaH's word. So as you can see here in 2021 that we just confirmed, this view shows those scriptural stars that always pop up. And again, this view is for the dawn. Here are the scriptural stars for a 6th month, first day event. So here we have Orion, Pleiades, and the morning star Hamal at the dawn, with the bear, the 7-star cluster, scripturally known as Ursa Major, with its 2 suns, Arcturus and Spica, below or beyond the horizon, as somebody would state. And again, the moon in my area was 99.8% illuminated, 20 degrees above and or beyond the horizon, and it stayed up all the way to sunrise for this particular month. HalaluYAH. And if I took off the view on Stellarium of the imaginary horizon line, you will see this is why dawn is so important, because you can see all 3 witnesses, and this is the 2021 view that has just passed us. We've seen the very same thing in 2020, the same scriptural witnesses of light with the scriptural stars, the same position. So this is 2020. The only difference, the moon was 16 degrees above or beyond the horizon at the dawn time period. And for that particular year, the moon did also greet the sun at sunrise as well. But look at this. It was 99.8% illuminated like it was this year in 2021. Again, if I take off the imaginary horizon line, this is why everyone can see this. It is what brings us together, so to speak. And you can see all the three witnesses of light. We've seen the very same thing in 2019. Again, go back as far as you want. This is what you're going to witness. Forecast in advance. This is what you're going to witness. This is what Haggai witnessed on the first day of the 6th month, with the full new moon being new moon. And in 2019, the moon was 99.8% illuminated, but this time 17 degrees above or beyond the horizon. And yes, the moon did greet the sun at sunrise that year as well. Again, we do this view for sunset, midnight, as you can see here, dawn, all the way up to sunrise. Please, for your own well-being, utilize all of the witnesses of light to understand what month you're in. In fact, if you get good at this, you can get knocked out for 3 months in a coma. Heaven forbid that happens, but you could wake up and know which month you're in that quickly with one night's view with a little bit of practice. So again, here's that same view for the pagan year 2019. And as you can see, you're not worried about sunrise with a few trees where the moon is out of sight greeting the sun at sunrise. The dawn witness provides so much information to understand when New Moon Day actually is. Please don't discount it. Some of you will, and we know you will, and you're going to go through that evolution of testing and proving, which you should. And you don't trust me. We don't want that. We don't want you to trust any human being, let alone any world institution. Get outside and test and prove this for yourself with a camera, taking photographs and film footage. Okay, let's continue. So we are still learning these laws of the heavens and how they set their rule over the earth. So there's so much more to learn, and that's why we do the workshops, and that's why we know how to measure all of this just with our fingers outside in creation, these degrees, and how the mechanics of the sun, how the mechanics of the moon, and how the mechanics of the star on this timing piece, called the celestial clock of YaHUaH and his calendar, actually operates. Anyone can do it since the beginning of time, and anyone can do it here and now. So, as always, hallelujah, it's indeed New Moon Day for the first day of the 6th month. May YaHUaH keep and guard you and your loved ones. And as always, we call upon the name of the Father of Lights, that these scriptural study videos provide value to you and your loved ones. So until next time, let us focus on all of the prophetic writings as they relate to helping us determine each and every new moon day, let alone every other appointed time throughout a scriptural year. And finally, may our Messiah YaHUaH, our only teacher, be in everything we say and do. Thank you, everyone, for the opportunity to share in the name which is above all names. All the best.